just what I do. I've done for years. And I've conflated this with worship for so long. And I've thought I've needed to do this to worship on my own, do this to lead worship. I don't know why has it become so conflated. It's nice. I'm relaxing myself, entertaining myself, and I don't know, I guess I'm giving, I'd previously say I'm giving glory to God, I'm worshipping Him, but I just need to start. In that last video I made with Dave, I compared sort of making these videos to me writing songs, and I thought if I put myself playing the guitar, it kind of proves out I've been doing this for years, like over 30 years I've been sitting like that. When I was younger it was perhaps a lot more like trying to learn solos, but for the last 20 years, easy, it's been that kind of, I don't know, mood setting feeling. It's almost like the guitar equivalent to playing synth or pads or something. The drone, and you know, I bought that guitar as a sort of celebration of a new job years ago, and it's a lovely tone, and I don't know whether you picked up on this, I haven't listened back to it yet, but I'd conflated for so long that feeling that maybe you saw me have on that video with worship, with church, and with what I'm supposed to get out of, whether I'm on my own, listening to music on my own, whether I'm in church with other people. I conflated that feeling that you might have seen a little bit upstairs with what worship is. And now I'm at the point where, and as you've seen, I just think it's so not the thing. I don't know, it just seems so off. I can have that feeling with any other music. I can have that feeling in all sorts of different other contexts. I mean, music seems to be the best, but I can have a bit of that feeling in other contexts. Certainly watching films, stuff like that. But why do I need that as part of my faith journey? I don't know. I can't need it. I went to a fairly run-of-the-mill church at Easter, on Easter Day. My wife was cooking and I went on my own on my motorbike, and it was, I think I overheard some of the people, and I asked a couple of the people, you know, is it usually this busy? And they said, no, it's 125 people. And it was busy in there. There was a chap in there that we were in the communion line, and he wasn't moving forward, and I said, are you not going to go forward? You know, he said, I don't know how it works, I've never done this before. He was about my age, a bit older, never been to church apart from for a wedding or something, on a funeral. He'd never been, but he always wanted to go, so he went on Easter Day. And we had a good chat, and I said, do you want, he said, I might see you at Christmas. And I said, yeah, sure. Well, I said, if you want my number, I can always give you a reason to come again. And he said, I don't know, my wife doesn't want to go, and he didn't want my number. But, you know, I had a chat with him. It was interesting, though. Why was he there? The songs were, I mean, the organist was actually pretty handy. I didn't bother taking a hymn book because there was such a long queue. I just wanted to go and sit down, so I skipped it. But I don't know, it was a church service. I wasn't in a rush to go last Sunday, just gone, after going. I didn't have the feeling. I remembered the words pretty much, to thine be the glory, and sang it from memory. I remembered most of the communion, liturgy by memory. And I took communion. It was the first time in ages, and I was like, why am I not taking this more often? The interesting bit that stood out to me about the church service. I wasn't rating the music. I wasn't looking. They did allow dogs, which was quite fun. There was this fat staff behind me, kept sniffing my legs, probably because my pets and animals. But the thing that really stood out was during the prayer, during the intercession, and the lady that was praying mentioned those that were sick. And that stood out to me as that's the role of church. She sort of said that her husband wasn't well, the individual wasn't well, and her husband wasn't well and struggling to look after her, and then mention another man or lady, mentioning someone in hospital. And I just thought, that's the role of the church, isn't it? And the Anglican church I used to go to that kind of brought guitar music, worship, along with that tradition was great, but people knew each other. They had coffee afterwards. They were excited that the church was full on Easter Day, and I don't know. I thought, yeah, this is more, but this is more it. But again, I wasn't in a rush to return the following week. God, that feeling. So why am I starting off 14 videos with a feeling? I think because I have to start, like writing a song. So I press the ignition button. I have to start something. And how many of us talk about starting something but don't do it? Just bringing in my business really quickly, we're looking for funding for a few projects that we're putting together. And the line I've been feeding back to myself is, people don't fund ideas, they fund activity. And so that's kind of why I'm doing this as well. I need to be active. And in order for me to kind of move through this stuff, I need to be active. And if you need to be active too. I needed to go up to the church in Lingfield. I needed to stand in the communion line. I needed to take communion. I needed to have a chat with that guy who didn't want to light up until he left the gates. It was just this kind of, I need to be active. And it's so easy just to say I will be active next time. But so expect this maybe more clear videos coming up. But I'm going to be doing this each week. And I want to start bringing other people in, whether it's remote chats or, on Zoom or whatever, or we have a conversation here, or I go to people. And I'm going to keep on making these very sharp, short videos that ask some of these questions. I'd love it if you were part of this, and I'm not going to take an hour and 15 or whatever it is of your time anymore. I want to try and do it in under 10 minutes. We'll see.